Well, greetings and good morning, Business24 students. This is Mr.D. This is week number 2 in our 8-week course in business communications here at Norco College. And this week we're going to be looking at 2 chapters. Chapter 2, which is the beginning of business writing, and then Chapter 12, which deals with business presentations. And so certainly this first module, the emphasis is on presentations and business communications in general, as you learned about in Chapter 1. And now as we move into Chapter 12, you're going to learn about business presentations and how important they can be. Obviously, in any company today, you could get called upon to give a presentation. Your boss might say, give us an update on your current project, or, do some research and present to us, a new market, etc. So being able to give a business presentation professionally and to kind of know the do's and don'ts of that is a critical piece of business communication, and that's why we focus on that, and that's why we do the individual presentation as well as the check-in or case study or the discussion post on the do's and don'ts of business presentations. And so that's what we'll kind of be focusing on this week, and of course you're going to have one more week to do your presentation. So the first module of the 3 modules, the first module we focus on presentation, second module we focus on business writing, and then the last module we focus on employment communications, such as resume, cover letter, and interview skills. So we're going to be looking at these chapters. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and I'm going to actually go to our home page in Canvas. And so here we are in our homepage in Canvas, Business24. I'm going to go ahead and select module number 1. And this is what you would do to get to the assignments for this week. And my module, there it goes. So last week, again, we looked at Chapter 1, and we started our individual presentation, and we started the discussion post on the do's and don'ts of business writing. This week, you're going to actually be continuing those. So I'm going to slide these down to this week's module, and I'm going to change each of those. By the time you look at it, it'll say continue these things. So you have a check-in assignment every week. I know you did the initial mandatory check-in assignment last week, which was just introducing yourself, but now you're going to be getting into the content of the class. And so what we have is a check-in assignment. This is basically just answering some questions right out of the textbook. So you're probably going to have 2 questions out of Chapter 2 and 2 questions out of Chapter 12. And these are important concepts that I don't want you to miss, so that I'm kind of drawing your attention. And really, you're just giving me the textbook answer. All I want to know is that you went to the textbook, you read it, and that you answered these questions. So that's your check-in assignment. It's worth 12 points. And then you have a quiz on these 2 chapters as well. So make sure you read Chapter 2 and Chapter 12, complete the check-in assignment, complete the quiz, and then continue the work that you started on your discussion post, and then also on your individual presentation. Now the discussion post, if I didn't go over that with you already, you're going to be sharing, the do's and don'ts of business presentations. So just think about the presentations that you've seen, kind of the things that people have done right, the things that people have done wrong. I've also provided some videos in here that you can watch as well. There's a lot of information, so feel through some of that, and then just make a list. And then the idea is the next 2 weeks, which would be this week and next week, you would be editing your list based off of what other students have posted. And so you're welcome to steal from each other and share from each other. And then this last week, which would be next week, you put your final list up after you've done your research. So basically every week you should be in this assignment. It's not a one and done. It's basically week 1, make your list. Week 2, look at other people's lists and refine your list. And then week 3, give your final list. And that's kind of the idea. So please follow those instructions for this assignment. But I have some help for you. And that is that we're going to be having a Zoom session this Wednesday at noon to talk about this assignment as well as the individual presentation assignment. I'll actually give you a sample. I'll go over the do's and don'ts of presenting. And so join me at noon on Wednesday, September 3rd, and we will be going over that. And all you need to do to join that meeting is click this link right here in modules. It'll take you there. You can also use the office hours link in the office hours page. And I think I even emailed it to you. So you have many options to select it, but come into Zoom on Wednesday at noon, and we will go over those things together. And it'll be a lot of fun, and you'll learn a lot about what I'm looking for in those assignments. So that's pretty much it for week number 2. If you have any questions or concerns, meet me in the meeting or meet me during my office hours, and I'd be happy to help you however I can. So, all right, until then, have a great week, and I